In the top stories, Prime Minister Drew attended the funeral of former Suriname President Chad Santokori today, with talks in Guyana to follow. St. Kitts and Nevis's Kimori Newton picked up a Carifta medal at this year's Games as the Federation moves to bring the regional event home in 2027. And businesses at South Friars Bay are still operating, even as the deadline to vacate the land approaches. The details on these stories and more after the break.
Courts is giving you the chance to experience the Caribbean's premier music and arts event, the St. Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival. Every Courts purchase of $2,999 or more from now to April 23rd gives you a chance to win an all-expenses-paid trip for two, to enjoy the music, the flair, and to create unforgettable memories for you and your guests. Don't miss this opportunity. Shop today only at Courts, bringing value home. Conditions apply.
It's something that you can't put into words. A buzz in the air. From the time you wake up, you're ready to go. The freedom, the fantasy, the fete. To know it is to live it and love it. You have to experience it. If you know, you know. Angostura White Oak Rum. New look, same vibes inside.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Major Newscast. I am Shaira Flanders. Nationally, Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew is in Suriname today, joining regional leaders for the funeral of former President Chad Santokori. His attendance comes as CARICOM heads gather to pay their respects, with the Federation represented at the highest level. Following the service, Dr. Drew is expected to travel to Guyana for talks with President Irfan Ali, focusing on expanding cooperation between the two countries. Several agreements are set to be signed, including areas linked to agriculture, trade, and broader economic development. Food security is expected to feature prominently in those discussions, as both countries look to strengthen production and reduce dependence on imports. In other news, Kimori Newton ensured St. Kitts and Nevis did not leave the 2026 Carifta Games in Grenada empty-handed, claiming bronze in the boys' under-17 800 meters. Newton stopped the clock in 1 minute 55.60 seconds to secure the medal. His teammate Najib Kelly finished fifth in 1 minute 59.74 seconds. Let's take a look at the race from the Kirani James Athletics Stadium.
800 meters all time. Also, not a bad 1500 meter runner.
I got by.
Lord Sebastian Coe, as we take in the under 17 800 meters for boys. Lord Coe, I'm sure you must be very keen to see these young talented lads going at it.
I am, because the best audit of the health and vibrancy of your sport is often at under 17 level, and these guys have started off actually very confidently. 800 is a complicated event. It demands the leg speed of a good 400 meter runner. It demands endurance, it demands quick thinking, agility. You've got to be strategic and tactical at the same time. It's a bit like high-speed chess, and you can't make mistakes. You make a mistake, it's actually very difficult to recover from it. But sometimes the athletes will want to take the rest of the field into what I call the killing zone, which tends to take place between sort of 500 and 600. The back straight is often a key determinant of what the final straight looks like and the final positions. And this is a brave piece of front running.
Wyatt going out front there and stalking him very closely. The runner from Jamaica, Markland Williams. And Williams now with Wyatt coming round into the home straight. Can Wyatt hold him up? Wyatt just about does for the time being, but Williams not giving up. Williams keeps giving chase as they come across right now just behind our commentary position. It's going to be young Wyatt taking the gold for St. Martin. Lord Cole, your thoughts on that? You talked about the fact that he was front running.
Well, it was brave and it was smart, and he did the critical thing at the right moment. Was when the Jamaican athlete came alongside him, he didn't buckle. He held on, he fought, he kept his space, and then he picked it up in the finishing straight. And he did three things which at under 17 are a critical asset.
We say thank you and congratulations to Team St. Kitts Nevis. In other news, businesses at South Friars Bay appeared to be operating business as usual, even as the deadline to vacate the land approaches. They were given until midnight tonight, April 7th, to leave the area. When ZIZ visited earlier today, there were no signs that relocation had begun. Business operators have written to the government through their legal representative seeking to negotiate, but Attorney General Garth Wilkin maintains that the land is privately owned and out of the control of the government.
The lands at Friars Bay were never state-owned. When Sir Paul Southwell went to the landowners that owned Frigate Bay and Friars Bay, one family owned that, the negotiation ended with the state being able to purchase Frigate Bay, and the family at that time kept Friars Bay. In the early 80s, the majority of the land at Friars Bay was sold to an individual. That land was purchased by developers, I think either late in 2024. So that land has always been private.
He also noted that under the existing arrangements, public access to the beach must be maintained.
What the law says, however, is that no individual, company, otherwise, in St. Kitts and Nevis can stop the public from accessing a beach. Our access to the beach is preserved by law. There are some countries in the Caribbean who do not have that statutory provision, where persons can actually stop others from coming to a beach. Our law says that you must, if you own land abutting a beach, create sufficient public access so that all Kittitians and Nevisians and visitors can visit the beach. What that does not do is allow persons without special permission to operate businesses on that beach.
After the break, Fort Thomas is being transformed into a major cultural and tourism site, and mental health awareness was brought into focus at the Nevis Agricultural Open Day. Stay with us.
Swipe your card, live your life. National Bank life is nice. You can spend it when you want it, how you like, where you like. Swipe your card, live your life. National Bank life is nice. Home or away, any time of the day. Credit or debit, right in your pocket. With National Bank card, so many benefits. Oh yeah, the choice is yours. Just come and embrace it.
Live your life your way with purchases big or small. Mango, nuts, breadfruit and all.
You can spend it when you want it, how you like, where you like. Swipe your card, live your life. National Bank life is nice.
At The Cable, we believe in giving back because when our community thrives, we all do. That's why, as a company, we make it our mission to touch the lives of everyone in St. Kitts. We spearheaded the renovation of JNF Hospital lobby to ensure better care for all. The Cable sponsors free Wi-Fi in every community center across St. Kitts, so no one is left behind in an increasingly connected world. We stand with communities through every moment, big or small, in culture, culture, education, youth development, and more. Y a ti también, comunidad latina. Cuenta con nosotros. Estamos con ustedes. And when it comes to customer service, we set the standard. We're just a call, click, or visit away because you matter to us. Join the company that truly cares. The Cable, more than service. We're family. Somos familia. And we're proud to always give more where it matters.
Here are your hosts for Value Match IGA Blue Tag Special.
Running April 2nd to April 15th.
Post family size honey bunches of oats and pebble cereals $19.99. Quaker Oats regular and quick $19.99. Essential everyday chunk and shredded cheeses just $7.99. Blue Bunny ice cream $25.99. IGA or essential everyday frozen waffles $19.99. Arm & Hammer liquid detergent just $39.99.
And now our value deals. IGA Essential Everyday Mac and Cheese $2.99. IGA Essential Everyday Canned Tuna $3.49. Essential Everyday Breadcrumbs $9.99. Essential Everyday Barbecue Sauce $7.99. The Colgate Toothpaste $6.99. The Colgate Toothbrush medium and soft $4.99. Shop smart, shop value mart. Tell them in Spanish.
Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en
Value Mart.
Thank you for staying with us. In other news, Fort Thomas is undergoing major transformation with work now advancing on the Symbol of Love Museum and Monument project. The 8.7-acre site is being developed into a multi-use space built around heritage, tourism, and public engagement. Plans include a Caribbean history museum, monuments, botanical gardens, restaurants, and event spaces.
Retail and shopping spaces, creating commercial opportunities, botanical gardens and landscape environments, enhancing the natural beauty of the site, and open-air spaces designed for cultural expression and public engagement.
The development will also include a major tribute to national hero Sir Robert Bratcher. Construction started in December 2025 and is already supporting job creation and skills development. The project is expected to expand the country's tourism offering while contributing to long-term economic activity. On completion, the site is being positioned as a space that brings together history, culture, and national identity. Meanwhile, the 54th edition of the Carifta Games could be headed to the Kim Collins Athletic Stadium in St. Kitts and Nevis. This comes from NACAC President Mike Sands, who confirmed that the Federation has submitted a bid to host the event in 2027.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to end as I begin by expressing my gratitude on behalf of NACAC Athletics to the government and the people of Grenada for hosting us to this wonderful 53rd edition of these Carifta Games. At this juncture, we would normally announce the next venue for the Games. However, there were two offers that were put to us this morning as a council members and the Congress, and we've allowed 14 days for us to review those proposals, and then we will make the official announcement as to exactly where the next Carifta Games will be. But I can say this much. You can prepare yourselves to either travel to St. Kitts and Nevis or to Trinidad and Tobago. That official announcement will be made in the next 15 days. So again, thank you, Grenada, for your hospitality.
In other news, mental health awareness was brought into focus during the Nevis Agricultural Open Day held on March 26th and 27th at the El Camino Willett Park. Representatives from the Taiwan Technical Mission engaged with members of the public, sharing practical information on mental well-being and support services. Anxiety emerged as a key area of interest, with many residents seeking guidance and taking away educational materials. Officials say the interaction also revealed that some persons were not aware of the range of mental health resources available in St. Kitts and Nevis. The engagement formed part of a broader effort to bring mental health into everyday community spaces and conversations. The Taiwan Technical Mission says it will continue working with local partners to support both mental and physical well-being. And coming up in regional news, a former member of parliament from Jamaica's People's National Party has been charged with incest, and the United Nations is calling for urgent support as Cuba faces a deepening humanitarian crisis. The details after this break.
There are some things in life that are worth the extra mile. Seize the moment. Capture the experience.
Now loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now. If you need cash in a flash with now, no need to fuss, leave it to us. When you need cash in a flash, no need to fuss, leave it to us. Hear me now.
When life throws surprises your way, now's here to help. Whether it's for an urgent bill payment, home improvements, or unexpected health expenses, or even that last-minute holiday trip. With Now, you get cash in a flash, approved in just 24 hours.
Now loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now.
A loan product powered by National Bank.
At The Cable, we believe in giving back because when our community thrives, we all do. That's why, as a company, we make it our mission to touch the lives of everyone in St. Kitts. We spearheaded the renovation of JNF Hospital lobby to ensure better care for all. The Cable sponsors free Wi-Fi in every community center across St. Kitts, so no one is left behind in an increasingly connected world. We stand with communities through every moment, big or small, in culture, education, youth development, and more. Y a ti también, comunidad latina. Cuenta con nosotros. Estamos con ustedes. And when it comes to customer service, we set the standard. We're just a call, click, or visit away because you matter to us. Join the company that truly cares. The Cable, more than service. We're family. Somos familia. And we're proud to always give more where it matters.
Thank you for staying with us. Jamaican police have charged a former member of parliament with incest following allegations that he sexually assaulted his teenage daughter in January. The incident is reported to have occurred while the man was assisting the child with a passport application, taking her to verify photographs before allegedly taking her to his home and committing the offense. The former lawmaker who previously represented the People's National Party was arrested on Monday. His name is being withheld to protect the identity of the victim. The People's National Party stated that it has referred the accused membership to internal processes and emphasized that the protection of the children and vulnerable persons is top priority. The party added that it will limit comments while the legal process takes place and trust that the judicial process will be fair and thorough. The United Nations is calling for international support as Cuba struggles with a worsening humanitarian crisis driven by prolonged fuel shortages and damage from Hurricane Melissa last year. Fuel restrictions linked to U.S. measures at the end of January have deepened energy shortages, placing pressure on electricity, food production, transport, and health services. Limited supplies have arrived, including an oil shipment from Russia, but officials say the needs remain severe. The UN outlined an updated response plan targeting 2 million people across 8 provinces, with a major focus on stabilizing the power grid. The impact is already being felt, with a backlog of more than 96,000 surgeries, disruptions to immunization programs, and around 1 million people relying on water trucking. Vulnerable groups, including the elderly, persons with disabilities, and pregnant women, are among the hardest hit. The UN is also pushing longer-term solutions, including solar power installations for hospitals, schools, and irrigation systems. Food assistance is being prepared for communities still impacted by last year's hurricane. So far, just over $26 million has been mobilized, but a significant funding gap remains. The United Nations is urging immediate international support to prevent further deterioration. And coming up, Ethiopian police have detained a suspect linked to a major human trafficking network. And the UK government is rolling out new measures in schools to help steer children away from knife crime. The details when we come back.
In the sun or in the rain, life's a journey, joy and pain. But NCI's here day and night, always here for you, making it right. Always here for you. With NCI you've got a friend, always here for you, right here till the very
At National Caribbean Insurance, you are covered and secure. We're your partner, your protector, your peace of mind. So for home, for health, for life, choose NCI because we're always here for you. Always.
Always here for you. With NCI, you've got a friend. Always here for you. Right here till the very end. Always here for you. With NCI, you've got a friend. Always here for you. Right here till the very end.
Ethiopian police have detained Yetberek Dawit, who is alleged to be the central figure in a multi-million-dollar human trafficking network that has since 2018 lured thousands to Libya with the promise of reaching Europe. Dawit and 9 alleged accomplices were arrested in Shire, Tigray, and have not yet been charged. Testimonies link the network to more than 100 deaths and the sexual abuse of more than 50 women. Investigators say the group operated 5 detention warehouses in Libya, where migrants were tortured to force their relatives to send more money. Victims reported extreme abuse, including beatings, chaining, burns from melted plastic, and sexual violence against women. Authorities believe the network moved more than 3,000 people from Djibouti, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Kenya, Somalia, and Sudan, generating more than $19 million. The suspect was tracked through a multinational investigation supported by the European Union's Regional Operational Center, which followed his movements and alliances across several countries. Bank accounts were frozen and properties were confiscated as part of the operation. The 10 suspects have now been transferred to Addis Ababa as authorities continue to unravel the full scale of the network. Meanwhile, up to 250 schools in areas with high levels of knife crime are set to receive specialist support aimed at keeping children away from serious violence. The £1.2 million program will fund mentoring for at-risk students, along with supervision on school routes to improve safety. School leaders will also receive training to better identify risks and develop targeted responses within their communities. Around 50 schools will receive more intensive support under the plan. A new mapping system developed by the Home Office will also be used to pinpoint knife crime hotspots, allowing resources to be directed more precisely. The program is being delivered through a partnership involving the Youth Endowment Fund, the Department for Education, the Ministry of Justice, and the Home Office. Officials say the approach focuses on early intervention, including access to trusted adults and positive activities. However, some opposition figures argue that the measures do not go far enough, with calls for stronger policing and broader community support. The initiative comes as new youth hubs begin opening in parts of England affected by high levels of antisocial behavior. And up next in sports, World Athletics is planning to launch a standalone World Marathon Championship from 2030. And former Australia cricketer David Warner has been charged with drunk driving in Sydney. Stay with us.
In the sun or in the rain, life's a journey, joy and pain. But NCI's here day and night, always here for you, making it right. Always here for you. With NCI, you've got a friend, always here for you, right here till the very
At National Caribbean Insurance, you are covered and secure. We're your partner, your protector, your peace of mind. So for home, for health, for life, choose NCI because we're always here for you. Always.
Always here for you. With NCI, you've got a friend. Always here for you. Right here till the very end. Always here for you. With NCI, you've got a friend. Always here for you. Right here till the very end.
Welcome back. World Athletics is planning to introduce a standalone World Marathon Championship with the first event targeted for 2030. The marathon will remain part of the World Athletics Championships in 2027 and 2029 before transitioning to its own annual event. Under the proposal, men and women would compete in alternate years. Athens is being considered as a possible host for the inaugural edition. World Athletics says its existing road running championships will continue separately. Lord Sebastian Coe, president of World Athletics, who described the marathon as an, quote, iconic discipline, said the sports' governing body is, quote, delighted to be exploring options with Athens, end quote. And in other news, former Australia cricketer David Warner has been charged with drunk driving in Sydney. Police say the 39-year-old Warner was stopped in Maryborough and returned a positive result during a random breath test. Warning later recorded a second positive test at a police station, said to be more than twice the legal limit. He has been charged with a mid-range prescribed concentration of alcohol offense. Warner is expected to appear in court on May 7th. And when we come back, we'll have another look at the stories that made the headlines.
Yeah, man. Another day in the books. Well, hello there. Ooh, she pretty from head to toe, and are you ready to go? Wait there. Whew. Can't afford to slip up. Not even in my dreams.
Recapping the top stories, Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew attended the funeral of former Suriname President Chan Santoki today, with talks in Guyana to follow. St. Kitts and Nevis's Kimori Newton picked up a Carifta medal at this year's Games as the Federation moves to bring the regional event home in 2027. And businesses at South Friars Bay are still operating even as the deadline to vacate the land approaches. And that brings us to the end of the ZIZ Major Newscast. Thank you so much for joining us. I've been your presenter, Shaira Flanders. Have a good one.